It's 7 p.m. and this is the Sultanate of Oman television with tonight's news bulletin. First, the headlines. With the participation of more than 30 countries, the Ocean Economy and Future Technology Conference discusses international cooperation in science, commerce and industry fields. Open and Free Sources Conference calls to prepare for changes and challenges with regards to the fourth industrial revolution. And the National Committee for Family Affairs inaugurates Youths and Ethics program in the governorates and wilayas of the Sultanate. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. More than 900 delegates take part at the Ocean Economy and Future Technology Conference held at Oman Convention and Exhibition Center under the auspices of His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Saeed. More details in the following report by Saleh bin Khalfan Al Rahbi.
Aiming to shape a national ocean economy framework, the three-day conference, Ocean Economy and Future Technology, began today in Muscat with the participation of 86 international speakers, delegates and panelists.
The conference will be looking after more than one dimension, actually: academic, legislation, technology, science, innovation, mainly focusing on economy, but also using diplomacy, wireless, engaging economical companies or commercial companies to capture the treasures in the ocean.
A number of themes will be discussed over a period of 3 days at the conference, including commercial fishing and aquaculture, shipping and logistics, and production and storage of energy extracted from ocean surface and deep ocean.
This is definitely Oman's future. Our ocean economy has bound to be one of the main two pillars on which Oman's progress has got to go. We cannot be just sustaining ourselves on the oil and gas economy. Our ocean logistical and strategic locational advantage that we have has got to be harnessed.
The participation of Omantel actually comes into this conference actually as a part of whatever Omantel is doing currently in investing in the submarine world. Actually, we have invested in 20 submarine cables, which made Omantel to become a focal operator in the region to link the east to the west, as Oman histories used to do always at that time.
The conference comes within the agenda of the International Forum on Science and Technology Diplomacy, which includes 32 state members targeting international cooperation in science and technology and optimizing ocean economy.
I believe that the ocean economy is very important for the future, especially here in Oman, because we have a beautiful upwelling of the Indian Ocean, the northern current. And the northern current just pops up and have an upwelling just before the coast of Muscat area. There's the higher mountains, which just go straight down into the ocean, and that's the perfect place for nutrient providing in Oman.
Indeed, oceans are not only crucial for economic growth and food production, but they are also renewable sources of medicine, energy and innovative industries, with added value to the society and the environment. For the Sultanate of Oman television, Saleh bin Khalfan Al Rahbi, Muscat.
Thank you, Saleh. Fourth conference on free and open sources called on to prepare for challenges and changes that accompany with the fourth industrial revolution at the level of governmental institutions and private sector. The conference, which witnessed the participation of international speakers, discussed the role of programming in enhancing innovation and entrepreneurship, in addition to its contribution in the national economy. The two-day conference is also accompanied by an exhibition of various software applications and solutions from inside and outside the Sultanate. The conference also aimed to disseminate the use of development of free and open source software for professional staffs, students and the community in Oman. The conference was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Abdul Mun'im bin Mansour Al Hassani, Minister of Information. The National Committee for Family Affairs revealed its activities for 2019, which mainly will target youth category. The committee launched a comprehensive plan for an awareness program related to morals through organizing workshops in various governorates of the Sultanate. The awareness program also highlighted the values and norms of the Omani society. The committee aims to instill these values, which are based on teachings of the Holy Quran, on community members in light of current time variables. The workshops entitled Youth and Morals will also be organized at various educational institutions in the Sultanate, like universities and colleges. The program will kick off by the end of this month, and the Governorate of Muscat will be the first station. In a workshop organized in Muscat, Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry confirmed completing the initial draft of Oman Commercial Arbitration Center. The workshop, which came with participation of international experts, discussed the commercial and economic dispute settlements rules and its impact in attracting more investments. The center is considered a qualitative shift in the march of updating the legal system in the Sultanate and a reference to dispute settlements among the litigants. His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Mohammed Al-Saidi, Minister of Legal Affairs, presided over the ceremony. Social services that Gulf Cooperation Council countries render to their citizens centered at the meeting of the work team concerned with preparing a framework of social services of the GCC countries. The meeting held at Muscat focused on developing services rendered to the disabled children and the whole family. The meeting also discussed social, medical and entertainment services provided to the elderly. The event also aims to offer family counseling services. Those responsible for social services at the GCC countries called for the necessity of issuing a disability card and benefits from the rehabilitation services of governmental centers at these countries. To discuss a number of challenges affecting continuously and sustainability of providing health services at high efficiency and quality, the Ministry of Health organized an orientation lecture on concept of partnership between public and private sector and its models in health sector. Partnership between public and private sector is one of the necessary factors for sustainability of healthcare services. The lecture is aimed to overcome the challenges that faced the health sector in financing and operating hospitals and health institutions. The lecture was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al-Saidi, Minister of Health. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and yet to come in our news bulletin. The government of Zimbabwe revived a rail route after 13 years in an effort to provide a crucial lifeline for struggling commuters. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The Sultanate, along with other countries in the world, participated in celebrating the International Day for Women in the Science field, which falls on the 11th of February every year. The seminar, which was organized by Oman National Committee for Education, Culture and Sciences, reviewed a number of topics related to women in the region. In the event, which embodied celebration scientific roles for Omani women past and present, were also discussed by presenting models of successful Omani women in various sciences, specializations, and through scientific experience. The seminar narrated the successful journey of Omani women in health and psychological guidance. With the aim to enhance women's roles and her contributions in various sectors, the Sultanate, along with other countries in the world, participated in celebrating the International Day for Women in the Science field, which falls on the 11th of February every year. I believe this news was presented just a few minutes ago. With the aim to enhance the treatment services for dialysis patients in the Governorate of Muscat, the Minister of Health signed today an agreement to finance establishing dialysis center in the Wilaya of Al Amirat. The building, which will take 1 year to build, will include 37 beds at a cost of million Omani Rials. The agreement was signed from the ministry's side by His Excellency Dr. Darwish bin Saif Al Maharbi, the Undersecretary of the Ministry of Health, and from the financing entity side by Farah bint Abdullah Al-Raisiya. Capital Market Authority approved the classification system and schedules for retention of documents of the authority. This came in the agreement signed by the authority with National Records and Archives Authority to prepare name list for types of documents and files of the Capital Market Authority. The system fixed the documents since their establishments through a number of stages, which helps to legalize all destructive conversion or conversion and migration processes of the documents, and also respecting period of its retention. Chugging through townships, maize fields and scrubland, and the sun rises. Zimbabwe's only commuter train is cheap and reliable to qualities that its passengers cherish in a downward spiraling economy. Here is a report.
Waiting to catch the so-called Freedom Train. Passengers gather at this informal station in Kaldry Park each day to take the only commuter train in Zimbabwe. The 20-kilometer ride ends in the country's second largest city, Bulawayo, which used to be its industrial hub. The government revived the route in an effort to provide a crucial lifeline for struggling commuters.
So let's just say the NRZ came like a savior to the people of Bulawayo, because now you can work for something more reasonable. You don't have to work for transport only.
The service was suspended for 13 years under former President Robert Mugabe's rule and was only revived in November. Zimbabwe, once known as the breadbasket of Africa, saw its economy crippled during Mugabe's decades-long rule, contributing to his downfall in 2017. Despite new leadership under President Emmerson Mnangagwa, the cost of living has continued to skyrocket, boosting demand for the newly reinstated train from commuters desperate to make it to work.
It's $1.50 is very expensive for us. So on a train it's better because it's 50 cents. 50 cents is less. So you can have change and you can have some bread, or you can buy bread and vegetable for your children at home sometimes. But things are very, very tough now for us. It's not easy for us to live.
Though the train provides much needed relief for commuters, some worry the service will not last and are urging government to think about a long-term strategy.
With the moment, with the challenges we have, maybe if they were going to reduce the price of fuel so that this combi can also adjust on the price of fuel.
The aged train system might be overcrowded and only transport passengers to and from Kaldry Park once a day. But for now, it's the best and only option they've got.
And now for the general weather forecast around the southern. Clear skies will prevail over the most of the governorates, with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning. Over the coast of the Arabian Sea, winds will be southeasterly to south light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. More details on your screen. This is the Sultanate of Oman television, and before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. With the participation of more than 30 countries, the Ocean Economy and Future Technology Conference discusses international cooperation in science, commerce and industry fields. Open and free sources conference calls to prepare for changes and challenges with regards to the fourth industrial revolution. And the National Committee for Family Affairs inaugurates Youths and Ethics program in the governorates and the wilayas of the Sultanate. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. From the entire news team and myself, thank you for joining us and good night.